AHDB Strategic Cereal Farm East is exploring ways to manage BYDV risk management. David Jones, our host farm, is implementing variety selection and utilising decision support tools to help manage his BYDV risk and herbicide usage. This trial is in partnership with ADAS and Harper Adams University, and this year we're really pleased to have PhD student Miranda joining the project from Harper Adams University. Miranda's project is going to be exploring aphid feeding patterns and the subsequent risk on BYDV. Keep listening to hear more about the project, which includes electrical currents, tiny pipettes and sparkly aphids.
Hi, my name is Miranda Bracey, and I'm currently a master's student at Harper Adams University studying integrated pest, weed, and disease management. In the fall, I'll be starting a PhD through CTP, SAI, the Morley Agricultural Foundation, Harper, and NIAB. I'll be focusing on the aphid vectors of barley yellow dwarf virus in cereals, specifically wheat. And so in my master's program, I'm currently using a technique called electrical penetration graphing, or EPG, to learn more about aphid feeding behaviors. So what you do is you collect your aphids, and using a special kind of little vacuum pump, you kind of flip them upside down, and if you can suction the aphids on the lower part of their abdomen, flip them over, and then using some very fine paintbrush, I'm using silver glue to attach a golden wire to it. That golden wire then plugs into a probe. There's also a soil probe, and what you're doing is creating a circuit with the plant and the aphid. You then hook this up to some other kit that then allows you to read the waveforms that represent what the aphid is doing on the plant. So there are a couple different patterns that we really look for in entomology, specifically the feeding patterns, followed by probing the cell wall penetration and the salivation. And you can mark these things throughout your recordings and quantify how often an aphid is feeding, how long they're feeding, and determine if any certain treatments on a plant are deterring feeding or having just any impacts on how the aphid is feeding on a plant. So the focus of my PhD is on promoting sustainable management of barley yellow dwarf virus outside of relying on the commercial insecticides that we have historically. So this would include promoting natural enemies in a field, varietal resistance, decision support systems, monitoring systems, and different types of more natural products that we can use to possibly influence where the aphids are colonizing, where they're feeding, how they're doing that, and interactions with those natural enemies and the holistic field.
Miranda's project officially kicks off in September 2025, and we look forward to sharing the results of this trial, as well as all of our other strategic farm trials with you.